Okay. I am so sorry if my cabinet or my drawer, my dresser bothers you. These drawers don't properly shut. It's been like that for a year now for me. I've lived here for a year. They'll never close. And they probably don't close properly also because I have too much clothes. But even when the cabinet was empty, like the drawers wouldn't shut. So also my roommates are home, but I need to film this video because I need to update you guys. So it's okay if they hear. Okay, so I'm sure you could tell by the title of this video, but I am filming this to give you guys a life update. Something I've discovered is that, not something I've discovered, I've always known this, but sometimes I forget it, is that not all followers follow me on like all of my different platforms. So maybe you follow me on YouTube, but you don't follow me on TikTok or you don't follow me on Instagram. Totally fine. You might be missing out on some stuff, but it's okay. I haven't announced to YouTube like formally that I'm engaged, which is so exciting. I got engaged. That calendar's wrong. This is like my May calendar. I haven't updated it yet. It's June 3rd. But I got engaged a little over 2 weeks ago now. So it's been a little bit, I mean, it hasn't been that long. It's been literally 2 weeks, but it's been so exciting. I've already shared on Instagram and on TikTok, but it was funny because I posted a TikTok, which kind of reminded me to film this video because I was talking about, like, I said my fiance and some of the comments were like, huh? Like, you're what? Just so you guys feel up to date on my channel, I am engaged. I'm gonna be answering some of like, I feel like the most common questions that have been asked the past couple weeks. Anyway, so I'm gonna go over, there's literally just 5 questions I feel like I've been asked pretty frequently. So I'm just gonna go in and answer those. So this video is just gonna be a fun little life update, a little chit chat if you guys wanna like watch this when you're getting ready, while you're cleaning your room. Yeah, I'm also like a little sweaty wearing this jacket, but it's too cute to not take off. It's too cute to take off, so I'm just gonna keep it on. So if my face starts getting red, that's why. Okay, so one of the first common questions is, what is his name and where did you guys meet? I actually just made a TikTok about this before filming this and I need to edit it still, but it's probably up by now. But I wanted to give you guys kind of the more in-depth story. In the TikTok, I told them more about like how his name's Brock. Brock is his name. How Brock and I like first met, kind of. On the TikTok, I told them more of like my first time seeing Brock, but I wanted to go more in depth here in the YouTube video of like how him and I actually like our first interaction with each other. Brock and I met in the most classic Utah story way, and that is we met at church. I feel like that is one of the most common ways people meet here in Utah is just by going to the young single adult ward. They call it the YSA. So for the LDS church, they merge all the young single adults in the area into different churches. And so that way you are like socializing with people around your age and you're more likely to meet someone that is a potential prospect for marriage. You know what I mean? They know what they're doing, but it's kind of smart because it's just a great way to meet people. So there I was, July, why did I say July? There I was, fall of 2022, I was living in Thailand doing my semester abroad program. And that is when I decided that that was like my first time moving out of the house from my hometown. And that's when I was like, I think I want to continue living away from home when I move back from the study abroad program from Thailand. So that's when my roommate at the time, Caitlin, and we were like, okay, let's start looking for contracts in Provo, which was the area in Utah we wanted to move to. Long story short, it took forever to find a contract, and I was like, maybe I should just be moving back home because I'm like, there's nothing. Finally, actually not finally, but like amazingly, there was a contract that popped up that was not only in the price range and it was available, but it also had 2 available open spots. So it meant that Caitlin and I would be able to live together again, which I was so excited about. So we ended up moving into this new apartment and it's great. We moved in it was the 1st or 2nd week of January, and I was really excited to live in Provo just because I feel like it's a very social town. There's a lot of like new friends you can meet, but I was nowhere in the mindset of like, I'm ready to start going on dates with a bunch of new people and like, you know what I mean? Like I just was not in the realm of like, I'm here to date. Because sometimes people do move to Provo literally. That's just like not unusual. A lot of people move for school obviously, but it's also just like, I had friends that were living here that were not going to school here, but they lived here solely because they knew it was like a more social town where they're more likely to meet people that they could date. So anyway, but that just was not on my radar. So there I was at church, and it was the first Sunday I dressed up. If you guys are familiar with Joe West, I had worn my Lottie dress, which is like the cream floral one with the ruffles. I was like, I'm showing up to church in style. This is my first Sunday at a Provo ward. If you're from Utah, you know, it just is. I was just excited to go, and I was excited to make new friends too, because it just, anyway, like this was like my first official time living outside the house was Thailand, but now it was like my first official time just like living in Utah on my own. So there I was at the ward and the sacrament was being passed. It's like the most sacred time of our church meetings, and I remember looking up and I saw Brock So that was my first time like seeing him in person. And I remember looking at him and being like, he has a cute head of curls and he's a cute guy. And he had a mustache, which I didn't hate, which usually when guys have mustaches here in Utah, I just feel like they look like little wispy bangs on their top lip. But Brock's looked good. So I remember like distinctly thinking he's pulling it off. That was my first time seeing Brock. But later, our actual first time meeting and talking was at a church event. It was, they call it FHE if you're from around here or from the LDS culture. It's called Family Home Evening Night. And so it's where like a lot of the adults will just come together and we'll just play like socializing games or the food or just whatever it is. So we went, and that was my first time actually talking to him. It was actually very brief. It wasn't anything dramatic or like love at first sight. It was just us talking. And I was with my other roommate, so like we were all talking together with a bunch of different people and he happened to be there. But the time we actually started talking was a couple weeks later when I went to another FHE activity. And I remember I was sitting there, I was sitting with my friends. I remember thinking, he is the cute guy in the ward. Like that was just, he was the one in the ward I would like look for when I went to church. But I remember thinking, okay, I'm like, he's here at the activity. Because sometimes he wouldn't be there. You know, just life is busy. But I remember looking up and being like, okay, I'm like, Brock's here. And they were serving pizza. A lot of people had already eaten at that point. I had already eaten. I was full. And I remember I looked up and Brock was over there getting a slice of pizza, like over at the tables. And I was like, this is my opportunity to shine. So I stood up and I pretended to go get another slice of pizza, even though I was not hungry. Like, I didn't need that. I was solely going over there because I knew he was over there. So I walked over and I like went to go grab a piece of pizza. It was just him and I at the table. And he's like, oh, hey, like, how are you doing? And that is where the conversation actually like started, where it was just him and I talking with each other. We ended up talking about roller skating a lot, which I used to be like, I feel like an avid roller skater. I would do that all the time in like 2020, 2021. And Brock actually skates too. So I was like, oh, this is so fun. We were talking about it. He was kind of telling me about their discount membership program that they have. And he's like, if you want, I can add you to it because, you know, I was talking about going skating again. So it was just kind of like this very natural conversation that progressed. It was then the next day, or it was like a couple days later, I got a text from Brock, which I was like, I didn't give you my number. So I'm like, how do you have that? Later found out is from our LDS Tools app, which is like our church app that has our information on it if you like need to contact someone in the ward. Anyway, he had gotten it from that. I still tease him about that. But he had texted me just talking about the information for the membership. He's like, hey, he's like, I talked to my friend that does the membership. If you want, I can get you on for a discount. And I was like, cool. I'm like, thank you so much. I actually was like, I'll take it because I want to get into skating again. So it was perfect. Later that week, he ended up texting me again. And he was like, hey, some friends and I are going skating on Thursday. If you want to join, I'd love for you to be there. I remember being like, he is good at this. Cause I'm like, he knows it wasn't like awkward. It's not even a first date. Like it was just him inviting me to go skating, but I was nervous. So I brought my little sister, Amanda. I literally like show up to skating and I'm just like, Amanda's there, but she's so good at skating too. And she's so cute that I'm like, she'll be my little buddy. So I didn't know what the vibes were, you know, like I hadn't really ever hung out with him before. So then that was just like our first time hanging out. We skated together, but skating is not, I would never recommend it for like a first date or really any date until you're like officially dating someone, just because it's so loud and busy. And if you're not good at skating, it can be like really stressful, but it was fun. We had a good time. And I just remember I just thought, I'm like, he's just a really nice guy. From there, that's when we actually started like progressing and we would go on dates and he asked me out to like the planetarium. That was our first date. And then from there, we kind of just kept on going out. And then there was a week where I realized I'm like, we've seen each other every single day. So that was from there when I was like, I think this is a little bit more than just friends. I mean, we hadn't kissed or anything, but I was like, I think we're both interested. So from there, things started to evolve and that was like our origin story. So it's such a classic, like, Utah story. Nothing, I don't say nothing special because it's our story, but like nothing I think abnormal or like super unique. It was just us meeting from church, which I love. And it's been super fun because then we were in the same church for a long time and we still are. And so we like can sit next to each other every Sunday. It's just a good time, you know? Anyway, so that was my how I met him story. So the second question I've been getting, I feel like a ton, was how long have you guys been dating? Brock and I have been dating for officially a year and 2 or 3 months. By the time we got married, we'll be like officially a year and a half. So yeah, anyway, we like started dating and we met at the end of February, started dating in March, made it official in April, and then we dated like, so it's been over a year. But I feel like I've been getting that question a lot, so there's that. So and a lot of questions have also been regarding to when am I getting married. I'm getting married at the end of the summer in August and I'm so excited. I feel like it's It's a very short engagement. Once again, if you're from Utah, this is very like standard procedure. But whether you agree with my lifestyle choices or not, that's just fine. Like, but this is like everything that's felt great for me and what's working for me in my life. My timeline is not going to be applied to everyone else's. So even if it's different than yours, maybe be curious, not judgmental. So anyway, but we got engaged then in May and we'll be married in August. It'll be like May, June, July. It'll be like a 3-4 month engagement. But we have a lot of the things already planned, which has been such a blessing. So I'm really excited. Also, I'm so excited for that. Actually kind of leads me into my next question. A lot of people have been like, are you gonna film like wedding planning and content? I am going to do my best. There's so much I feel like to do, but one of the things I'm so excited to film is wedding dress shopping. I actually am going to be working with this company that helped Evelyn make her wedding dress, and I'm gonna be doing it for mine, and I'm so excited. So I definitely feel like I want to film literally anything and everything regarding wedding dress shopping, like planning for the reception. I don't even know, like I feel like there's probably a million things I can make in regards to wedding content, but if you guys have any suggestions that you want to specifically see, please let me know. Wedding planning so far has been good though. I feel like we've been super blessed with like a lot of people just willing and able to help. So for a reception, we're gonna have it in, I literally called over 20 places, which is maybe not that much, I don't know, but I was like I was on the phone all day for a couple of days just calling for venues here like locally in Utah. And definitely getting married is a very popular thing in Utah, I understand that, but the difficult part is like if there's only one venue per couple per night, like you can't double book a venue, like you just can't do that. So literally all the venues have been booked up, which is fine. There's been a few that have been available on the day that we wanted, but we end up having a connection where we're probably gonna have it in a backyard, which is actually my like ideal reception, which I just love, like a backyard reception where it's summertime. It's like, I'm so excited. So that's the current plan right now. But even like the wedding dress, I feel like there's been so many people on social media even reaching out like, I can make your cake, or like, I don't know, just such a, like the sweetest stuff. But we just took engagement photos on Saturday, and then from there, we just really got to get the invitations out. So I just feel like a lot of things will come together. I'm not that stressed about it. I do feel like ultimately, like planning a wedding is a privilege not everyone's afforded. And so I'm just grateful for this opportunity and for the process. I also think it's really fun. Like, I just feel like it's seeing like your Pinterest dreams come to life in a way. So I'm really excited. I feel like I'm also not super picky, which is kind of nice because I feel like I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to different preferences. Like I am excited to see. I don't feel like I've ever been so stuck on, like, I don't want to say stuck on because that kind of makes it sound bad, but I just don't have super strong opinions when it comes to the wedding and how I want things to necessarily be orchestrated. Because I'm just excited to get it married to Brock, and I'm like, that's all that matters most. So everything else to me seems a little trivial. So nonetheless, like that's why I don't feel like I'm super stressed about it, but I'm sure I'll be saying something completely different like the weeks before the wedding. Even same with my wedding ring. I'll try to do a close-up real quick. I need to get it resized because it's a little too big for my finger. My wedding ring, I absolutely love. I'm obsessed with it. I just feel like it's simple and dainty, and since I'm gonna be wearing it every single day on my finger, that's something I never want to get sick of, and so it's perfect. But it's funny because I was on Pinterest and I was pinning this one ring, like, I was looking back at my ring board and I was like, I've literally repinned the same ring so many times. And it was one where it's like a stone and then it has like the gold clasp going over and then under. So like the ring clasp looks like it's holding the stone, if that makes sense. It's kind of like that, and then the stone would be in the middle. I thought it was adorable. We went ring shopping together because we knew we were wanting to get engaged and I wanted to choose out my ring. And I saw like one of the styles there at the store and I was like, oh my gosh, perfect. Like it looks so cute. I tried it on. Ugly. Did not look good on my hand. Like it just didn't look good. So that's when we were shopping, and then it was a blessing. I saw this when I was like, I'm like, I actually really like that one. And I tried it on. I was like, this is perfect. Like I love this. It's funny though, because when they had sent me like the photo of the ring that I'd selected, I was like, I'd probably just scroll past that on Pinterest. Like I don't even think I would choose that ring. But then when I tried it on my hand, I was like, this is perfect. So that's how I feel like it's probably gonna be with wedding dresses too, because I love like high neck dresses. I love like empire, I don't know. They're just the dresses that I think I like and that I've pinned. I'm like, I gotta try them on because maybe I just like them on other people and not on myself. So we'll see. But I don't feel like I'm like super picky, so I'm just excited as long as it looks good. Okay, and then a lot of people are also no one was really asking this, but this was something I thought would just be a fun like update, was plans for the fall and like what the timeline's gonna kind of look like. So Brock has one more semester left of school and then he's graduated, and he's currently has an internship that he potentially will convert to full-time in January. So like our current plan together is to just live maybe like another semester around local school campus. And then once he's done, probably move up somewhere else. So I'm excited because I just feel like my contract ends here in August at the current place that I live. So apartment shopping is happening too, and I'm excited for the moving content. Honestly, I think moving's fun. I've only done it twice, so it's like, maybe that's why. But I just feel like I love decorating a new space, having new spaces. I feel like exciting. So especially when it's gonna be with someone that you love, you know? It's like, it's crazy to be moving in. Like, I'm just so excited for that. But something that I have literally, also I'm wearing sweats. That's my deep black secret. Something I definitely am like, is, I feel like I've been conscious of it for a while because I knew I'm like, when I get married, I'm like, I'm moving in with this boy. Like, I need to not be a messy girl anymore, which obviously there's gotta be some grace given. But I will say, before I used to not even care if my room was messy. I've made a step in the right direction because now I care. If my room's messy, it kind of stresses me out a little bit. So that's a step in the right direction. But the issue is like, I care about it. Sometimes I don't put it into action though. And so it's like, I still feel like I have some messy habits that I'm trying to work on curing. And that's especially like with going to be living with someone. I'm like, my mess was not only gonna be affecting myself now, like I need to work on that a bit more. Cause I honestly don't wanna be a messy person. I wanna be categorized as a messy person. Like, and I feel like I've gotten better, but there's a lot more room for improvement. And I feel like Brock is generally a pretty clean guy. So I'm like, gotta work on this. So maybe, I think also part of my issue is I have too much of everything and not enough space. And so for me, I'm like, I just need to do a lot of decluttering. So maybe I'll be making some decluttering content, you know what I mean? Because like maybe my drawers would actually close. I know I said they used to close, but now I don't even remember, it's been so long. So maybe I just need to not stuff them like a burrito. So yeah, but that is the life update. I feel like it's also funny because Brock and I have been dating for over a year now, and I feel like YouTube has seen or heard the most of him because I've mentioned him before. I mentioned him like a couple months after we'd started dating, but it's been so infrequent that when I announced the engagement, people are like, what? They're like, you're even dating someone? I'm like, yes, I was, but I just kept my relationship more private with him because Brock and I just both agreed, like, it's like when you're dating someone, like you're still figuring things out. So I'm like, I don't want to go and introduce him to like a bunch of people online. And I've done that before in the past with some of the boys that I dated. Oh, my shirt's inside again. And it's not that I didn't like that. It's just that I didn't want to do that again. So anyway, I still like my relationship to be more private, and I don't think Brock is gonna be making a ton of appearances on here. He's not really a social media guy, which I kind of love, but I'm so excited to actually like talk about getting engaged now and like talk about something that's been such a huge part of my life for so long. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm excited to share it with you guys too, just because I feel like I spend majority literally of either I'm at work, like nannying, or I was at school, or I was with Brock. So when I would post about stuff at the end of the day though, I'd be like, there's like a whole other part of my life that is just not existent online. So I'm kind of excited to incorporate it online now and just have Saul be a little bit more involved, because I genuinely do feel like the community that we have online is so fun because we can just all interact with each other and be like, this is going on in my life, and like this is going on over here, and now it's like the most exciting part. So like wedding content I love to watch, so I'm like, sign me up, I would love to make some. Also, like I was saying too, it's just like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter like what your wedding colors are, it matters if you love the person you're getting married to. And so for me, that's why I'm so excited, because I'm so excited to join lives with Brock, but I'm also so excited because then like the wedding colors and where the reception's gonna be, the stuff that is like more trivial, it just becomes more fun, and I don't necessarily feel stressed out about it, if that makes sense. Like I said, I know it's probably gonna change as things get closer to the date. So anyway, but that is my current life update, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. And if you don't, whoa, I just turned off showing. If you don't follow me on TikTok or on Instagram, that's just fine, but I will say they've been knowing about this for like over a week. So you might be missing out. I'm not trying to convince you, I'm just saying this wouldn't be a bad idea. I love you guys so much. I hope you have such a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in my next video, which will have a lot more like wedding content planning and engagement. I've actually already filmed it, but I wanted to film this video first. That way it made sense. I didn't want to be like talking about engagement stuff and have people be like, huh? What's going on with your life? Oh yeah. Anyway, okay, peace out. Have a good day, guys. Bye.